WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
The longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore. Shut up! There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com alongside the still champ,
Yes,
Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
it's weird. Not really, but I mean, surreal is more of the term to use, I believe. Surreal that we've held on to the titles. Well, we haven't really been champions that long, but we've defended it quite often.
Yeah, well, you're a fighting champion, that's for sure.
Oh, well, I'm more of a flailing champion, if anything. TJ's usually the one that gets the hits in. I'm Ricky Morton, very well. I play that role very well. That Ricky Morton money, baby.
Duly noted. Sorry, did you do a spit take there or almost?
I tried not to.
Alrighty then. So it's going to be that kind of day.
Oh, we're off to a rough start as usual.
I don't know about all that. At least I
Sorry.
don't think so.
No, I hope not either. It's going to be a fun show.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, it's going to be one of those shows. I can feel it.
Thank you, Joey. Well, one thing to let you know about right off the bat here, because I think I forgot last week. Later today brings yet another signing at George's Cards and Collectibles. That's right, today from 3 to 5 p.m., WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
Ooh, Monster Factory or Larry Sharp trained.
Indeed.
He was a student of Larry Sharp before the Monster Factory was actually started.
Ah,
Yes.
there we go.
He trained Kevin Von Erich and Tony Atlas and I think a few other people before he and Buddy Rogers opened up the Monster Factory.
Interesting little factoid from the past there. And anyway, Tony Atlas will be present for photos and autographs at the Neshaminy Mall Sports Cards and Collectibles show that's going on all weekend, but he'll be there today from 3 to 5. Also appearing at George's Neshaminy Mall location next Saturday, February 24th, former WWE star, the man with two hands and a chance, James Ellsworth.
When is that going down again?
Next Saturday,
Very
one
nice.
week from today.
Very nice, very nice.
And also announced on March 10th from 6 to 8 p.m., former WWE and WCW superstar Lord William Regal. That is your disappointed face. Or at least exasperated sigh, or a little bit of both.
It's the remembering we have a show that day.
Yep.
A bittersweet realization. I will be wrestling, but I also want to meet Regal.
Indeed. George's has 3 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing, and their newest location in the Oxford Valley Mall on the second level next to Charlotte Roos. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. Trying to take care of that ahead of time here, thinking ahead on things. So, yeah, quite a bit to get into here,
Yes.
Including something that I got word about a little earlier this morning. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE is trying to sign 28-year-old NFL superstar Rob Gronkowski to a contract.
I heard about that. It was speculative. I was not sure if Uncle Dave had reported on it yet. But
Well, the news, take it for what you will, because it was posted yesterday on Reddit, which I know isn't exactly the most credible of sources.
Squared Circle, was it, on that one?
I didn't look at the specifics, because I don't quite understand the Reddits.
Oh, I don't either. That and Tumblr are the only two really popular social medias that I'm trying to grasp.
Fair enough. But the news or report states, quote, Gronkowski has been a 5-time first-team All-Pro tight end with the New England Patriots, including the just-concluded season where they lost the Super Bowl to the Philadelphia Eagles.
It so feels great to say that. And hear it as well.
The talk of Gronkowski to WWE started just before the game, interestingly enough. There was a report from Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio that it wouldn't shock him if Gronkowski retired after the Super Bowl. Well, that didn't happen. Then after the game, when he was asked about the story, he said, quote, I don't know how you heard that, but I'm definitely going to look at my future for sure. I'm going to sit down the next couple of weeks and see where I'm at.
Talk to my boy Mojo. Did you see what my favorite thing was what Jinder tweeted? Jinder Mahal, he said, shouldn't have hindered, ... Talking about Gronkowski, because he was the reason that Jinder got eliminated from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last year at WrestleMania.
Exactly. It also says Gronkowski's body has taken a lot of punishment dating back to back surgery in college that led to him being a second-round draft choice, even though he was considered at the time one of the best athletes in that draft.
Yes.
Gronkowski suffered a concussion in the AFC Championship game with Jacksonville, but played in the Super Bowl. But he said the concussion was not a factor in how he was thinking. Gronkowski's contract for next season is for $10 million, provided he meets certain criteria.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a lot of coin.
Yeah. It's a lot of coin.
According to Alex Marvez, Gronkowski has saved his money, as he claimed in 2015 he hadn't spent a dime of his NFL salary and has been living off only his endorsement money, and that there's interest in him in Hollywood. He can also retire right now with a secure spot in the Hall of Fame looming. For what it's worth, the Patriots are proceeding right now as if there's nothing to any of this.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's... as unfortunate as it is, wrestling isn't as mainstream to people in the football, in pro football. You know, there's wrestling fans here and there, but like the Patriots office, they don't really care about those rumors. As far as they're concerned, there's no way it would happen. As far as they're concerned, you know, it's unfortunate, but it's.
Well, or if he retires, that's a decision that he makes in that regard. But I'm pretty sure they're not thinking, oh, what if Gronkowski leaves?
What if he jumps to New York, brother? Yeah.
Well, then that would be a huge asset to either the Giants or the Jets.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, this comes at the same time that reports from wrestling indicate WWE is willing to offer a similar style deal to Gronkowski that they offered to Ronda Rousey.
Ooh.
Given that he would be making far less money than he would make in football, it's hard to say, but he's been hurt a lot in football, and while wrestling full-time is very hard on the body as well, a part-time deal isn't so bad. You know about that with this show.
Exhales in frustration.
Yeah, that setup was right there. You should have known that it was coming. And yet
Damn
another
it, that was
exasperated
good.
sigh.
That was good. No, I can't even. Can't even fault you. That was a good one.
Exactly. Gronkowski obviously likes wrestling, as he's been at many WWE events when Rawley was there, referring to Mojo Rawley, including in developmental, and of course was already part of one WrestleMania, which led to Rawley winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then they did nothing with him afterwards. So it was more a way to get Gronkowski in ESPN and mainstream sports coverage than to get one of their guys over to star level.
Yeah. Sort of like when Impact... Who's the man? He's a man. He's a Pac-Man Jones. Did that in 2007.
Mm-hmm. That was definitely a thing.
his god-awful laugh in that promo with Ron Killings.
But was it better than David Arquette's "Shut up"?
No, nothing will be better than David Arquette's "Shut up." I want to be a wrestler. He told me, shut up. It's just so great. He put, you know why? Because he put all of his heart into it. At least that's what I want to believe. Whereas Pac-Man, ugh, as Patrice O'Neal would say, ugh, your voice.
I'm sure a lot of people have the same mutual feeling toward you.
As their bottom lip and their nose touch. Yeah. As a, just a grimace of disgust.
That was good imagery on your part.
Thank you.
See, I give compliments.
Sometimes you expect them to be backhanded, but other times it's just a nice little love tap.
Got to shake things up, keep it interesting.
Talking about shaking.
I wasn't going there.
I know, I was.
Well, you can make those jokes. It's kind of like me.
No, you
know
can make
what?
those jokes. You can make those jokes. It's fine. I give you expressed and written consent. Maybe not the written part, but the express part, yes.
Back to the story here. So it was, to get over star level. Mojo Rawley, who is one of Gronkowski's best friends, led to more speculation in recent days when he told TMZ, quote, "Are you kidding? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Come on now." That was clearly done That was clearly done as a promo, and he quickly backtracked, saying, "I don't know. I can't speak for him. Whatever he wants to do." End quote.
What was that you said when like one of my first times on the show? Nice back pedal there.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm trying to remember. That was so long ago. I think it was the
Listening to the John Cena.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Entire John Cena. No, just a few songs. Nice back pedal. You don't even have to play the drop.
You just basically recreated it.
Well, not really. It was
or
saving time.
Recollected it or something like that.
Recounted it. Reminisced.
Fair enough. I don't think I have it on there anyway. I think I used it for a return at some point and never put it as a drop onto here because it was used a lot.
Ah, indeed.
At least back then. Although, yeah, we'll get into this here before we take care of our first time out. Speaking of John Cena.
Ooh, John Cena will join the Nexus. No?
No. In an entertaining spoof, I don't know if you'd heard about this or not, but kids channel Nickelodeon.
Oh, I did hear. I think I know where this is going, and I believe I did hear about it, if we're referring to.
They released a video on their YouTube page that's called Keeping Up with the Cenas.
Yep, I definitely know about this. It's
serving as the trailer for the 2018 Kids Choice Awards that'll be hosted by John Cena coming up next month. Now, in the video, Cena spoofs Eddie Murphy's roles in the Nutty Professor movies by playing all of the members of his family.
Or Eddie Murphy in every film he's ever been behind, There is no extra work in the Eddie Murphy films. He pretty much plays everyone.
Well, I mean, it was most featured in the Nutty Professor and the Clumps, the sequel to it. And I think Meet the Clumps as well. So there's been a few of those. But yes, he ended up playing Father Don Cena, who sported an I Heart Dwayne Johnson t-shirt. Now, have you seen the video? Or
yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces. I've seen thumbnails, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. There was his wife, Mom Cena, who at one point clapped similarly to the mother in the Nutty Professor movies. The whole Hercules type thing.
Can't see me.
Maybe not like that, but
okay.
You get the idea. And then there's the gray-haired and bespectacled Grandma Cena. I was going to say, some of these don't have names, so I'm just kind of like rolling with it. The trumpet-playing, all-black-clad Goth Cena.
Oh, jeez. Trumpet playing?
Yeah, there was a longer version of the video where he has a trumpet and he's playing the...
Yeah, no, I know that, but Goth Cena playing a trumpet. Just, okay.
It's the best I could go with. I've been out of the high school scene a little while.
What do you mean best with what you've gone with? What Nickelodeon was thinking?
I don't know. Cena took it and ran with it.
Are you saying you had something to do with the production of this, Fearon?
Not at all. I haven't paid attention to Nickelodeon since Snick was a thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Oh. Are You Afraid of the Dark and Roundhouse and Yeah, all that other stuff from the mid-'90s.
Sorry, wrong thing.
Careful, Peter. Then there was also the pigtailed, social media-loving Joan Cena, who posts a reaction picture to possibly meeting Nickelodeon actor Jace Norman.
Oh, good gravy, Marie.
And then there is baby Sean Cena, whose first words are, "Yay, slime!" And then Cena even played the role of Bichon Cena, the pet.
Bichon?
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to have Juan Cena make a comeback. The luchador that replaced John Cena that on that little hiatus he made when he got kicked out of WWE.
No, they didn't really go there. But yes, Bichon Cena, whose excitement caused him to apparently tinkle slime on the dining room floor.
Oh.
Yeah, weird but funny.
No. Cena's definitely got his comedy chops, so.
Without question. So that I thought was kind of interesting since you had mentioned Cena. I thought, it's a good time to bring this up here. And it's a good time for us to take care of some business. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll talk some more news and notes on the other side, including a scary situation for a WWE superstar. We'll get into that and also get some of his comments in his own words about it. Also, some Hall of Fame stuff to talk about, as well as we'll look at the changes to the Elimination Chamber lineup, and of course a recent future endeavoring that had occurred earlier this week that we'll also delve into as well. All that and more. Fearon Derry here alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
Hi, this is Smiling Lou Powers, here to invite you to join us every Wednesday as we broadcast Sunshine Music Memories live from the Philadelphia Protestant home in the Northeast. We'll be playing the music that you remember in a setting you will love. Philadelphia Protestant home is located at 6500 Tabor Road in the Northeast, and I will be there live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. till noon. Come out and listen, dance, and make some new friends. Sunshine Music Memories live from the Philadelphia Protestant home every Wednesday at 10 a.m.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
The Army National Guard is committed to keeping the country safe and our communities secure. Composed of hundreds of thousands of citizen soldiers from all walks of life, the Guard is always ready to respond to local or national emergencies. We protect the homeland. We're always there when called upon, and in every state and territory, we stand guard for our communities. To learn more, log on to NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Aired by the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Cena's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
You're breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside the artist presently known as Twitch, I'm Fearon Derry, and I say that because...
I'm multitasking. I apologize. I was gifted an iPad mini for Christmas this year, so I could... some of you that know, I dabble in drawing and sketching and stuff like that. I was hoping to start selling my artwork, but nobody wants to buy something that was made in Crayola. I'm also working on trunks and kick pads designs while talking wrestling with my best friend.
How skilled of you?
I suck. On a lot of days, yeah, I do.
Just the ones that end in Y. I almost wish that the camera was, that we did the video stream here just to see the grimace that comes to your face.
Why don't we then? Talk to El Jefe Roberto. I like the idea of having a video.
Nobody wants to see that.
I could think of a few.
Well, I don't know. We'll see about that. And by that I mean not a chance in hell.
Oh, wow. Okay. Fine. I see how it is.
Indeed you do. So, yes, WWE announcing that they have mutually agreed with talent Rich Swann to part ways.
Yes.
He was, unsurprisingly, wished the best in all his future endeavors.
It was a mutual thing. Swann, in December, it was early December, was charged with domestic violence and I believe it was kidnapping or false imprisonment or something like that. It was an altercation with his wife.
Yeah, he was indefinitely suspended following that December 2017 arrest in Gainesville, Florida, on charges of battery, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. Now, the charges were dropped a few weeks ago, meaning that they didn't go to trial, but a lot of news entities were falsely reporting that the charges were dismissed, which happens when a case is already filed and the charges are removed either by the prosecutor or a judge, but the charges were dropped due to insufficient evidence, so it didn't even get to that point of a case being opened up.
A lot of it was, I think, Swann and WWE mutually came to an agreement over, we know the charges got dropped, but it still has there's still a negative stigma around this whole thing, so maybe it's best for us to part ways yeah. And I can see where that could happen. For Swann, I could see him going back to PWG, maybe even showing up in Ring of Honor. That's just my speculation. That's where a lot of guys that are not with WWE go, but there's no, he's going to be able to make money on the independents very comfortably.
Oh, absolutely.
This is what I love about wrestling these days, is you can, if you go to the right places and make the right connections, you can make a comfortable living on the independents and not have to worry about, it's not like, oh God, I got released by WWE, what am I going to do?
Yeah, and that's something that has flourished over the course of the last maybe 5 years that wasn't there a decade ago, wasn't there 15 years ago when WWE was the prime and only game in town following ECW's bankruptcy and WCW getting bought out.
Yes.
I mean, since then, yeah, there's been the development of Ring of Honor. You've seen Lucha Underground start to come away. I mean, you've seen, even, yes, to a smaller degree, a West Coast thing like PWG.
It's become very popular. You have a lot of great independents on the West Coast and the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Well, yeah, New York, New Jersey. I don't really know that many in Pennsylvania, but wrestling is on the up and up. It's becoming a hotbed for people that want to work. It's a good thing. You have Defy in Seattle and in Oregon,
Yeah, so there's definitely options. I don't know how well that'll work for another recent departure from WWE.
Yeah, I don't see him getting any work anytime soon. Speculation.
Well, I guess time will tell to see how he's doing.
Wish he was a little bit smarter, but, to each their own.
And now you know how I feel.
I would never do something that stupid, though. And I know you're not accusing me of such, but...
No, but I'm just more saying that you've done your fair share of stupid things.
Oh, yeah. Just thankfully never to that degree.
I mean, as we all know.
I'm an idiot.
I gotta stop gifting you with drops. This is creating some things. I mean, yes, I did say that, but taken out of context, you're really good at making me look bad. Well, I mean, so am I, but...
Don't need any help from me.
Yeah.
But I'm a helper, so I help anyway.
Thanks for being a pal.
Exactly. All right. So from a more funny situation to something that a little bit scary. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how much you heard about this, but a scary situation occurring for WWE's Shelton Benjamin a week and a half ago, especially with the discussion drastically increasing about guns and gun violence following this past Wednesday's school shooting in Parkland, Florida. And that's a whole nother topic for another show as far as any opinion regarding that. And we're definitely not going there.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, we're definitely not going there. But Benjamin tweeting out a week ago Wednesday, quote, "Thank you, Budget, for your great service of putting my reputation, freedom, and quite possibly my life in jeopardy. I've unknowingly been driving your car around the last 4 days with an effing loaded gun in the glove compartment." End quote. Did you hear about this before, or is this new to you here?
I'm just finding out. I'm guessing Budget is a rent-a-car.
Yeah, Budget's one of the rent-a-car companies.
Oh.
Yeah, TMZ ended up catching up with Benjamin late Tuesday night to get more details of the follow-up. And again, of noting, this was maybe about 15 hours before that shooting in Florida, as far as time and context goes here. So here's what Shelton Benjamin had to say to TMZ.
You rented a car from Budget, and you found a weapon in the glove compartment. Is that true?
Yeah, there was a little gun and handgun in the glove compartment.
So what was your first reaction? What did you do?
Call the cops.
What did the cops say? Like, were you afraid it could have been like a murder weapon, or?
Everything ran through my head, but I'm just like, I just wanted out of my possession, so I just called the cops and had them come take care of it.
What did they say?
They didn't seem to think it a big deal.
They didn't think, they acted like...
Well, the cop was just cool, so...
Huh?
The cop was just cool, so it was like, he just said, they see this kind of stuff all the time about a rental car, so...
What did you mean? You said on Twitter that you thought your life was in danger?
Oh, all the obvious reasons. Me being a big black guy in a car with a gun in it, there's no way that scenario ends well for me if,
I know.
say, a cop found it, so we'll just leave it at that.
So, like, the police basically having a misunderstanding type of thing.
Well, and then it could be anybody, you know, like you get caught with a car. If you find a gun in a car, no matter who you are, if it's not yours, it's going to be an issue. Doesn't matter if black, white, or other. But
yeah, that's true.
It doesn't help that, you know, I can't be intimidating when I want to be. So.
Yeah. Do you have a message for Budget rental car?
No, just check your cars, man.
just check the glove?
Simple. Just that simple. But no one was hurt. Everyone was cool. And, you know, a gun is off the street. You know,
yeah,
no matter who it belonged to, there was an irresponsible owner, so that gun's off the street. So in my head, there's a happy ending for everything.
It was like you checked it, you know,
it was fully loaded, had an extra clip. Yeah, it was a surprise.
That is very surprising, man.
Yeah, definitely a surprise to find. It was a kind of a smaller handgun too, but it's still, I mean, that's
still a handgun.
Eight loaded in, and then another clip of 8. I mean, that's still.
It's already a gun, and that's.
Now, interesting of note, and this is something that jumped out at me, how his initial statement regarding his life being in danger was, quote, "All of the obvious reasons, me being a black guy in a car with a gun in it, there's no way that scenario ends well for me." End quote.
Unless, of course, you find it and you call the police.
Which is what he did, but then seconds later, realizing he may have said something that would probably rub someone the wrong way, he follows it up with, "It could be anybody. If you find a gun in a car, no matter who you are, if it's not yours, it's going to be an issue. It doesn't matter black, white, or other, but it doesn't help that, you know, I can be intimidating when I want to be."
Yeah, and we're all picking up exactly what
it's as if he realized that making a full-on statement about racial profiling could get him in trouble, so he backpedaled to merely implying that it goes on.
I wonder why it could get him in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something where, I don't know, can I speak about it since I represent multiple races? Like,
probably want to get back to El Jefe Roberto on that one.
Well, true. I mean, that is
Look,
what...
if I get fired, it's one thing, but you're the captain of this ship, and if you get fired, we are in trouble.
Ted's giving a look through the window of, I don't know, tread carefully here.
Which is exactly what we're doing, Ted. Thank you.
But, yeah, I mean,
Love
that's...
you, Teddy. And he salutes me.
Fair enough. And then, of course, there's the matter of the responsibility issue for whoever obtained the gun and what punishment there should be for irresponsibility. But that is, again, a whole nother topic that, frankly, has been hashed, rehashed, and scrambled and hashed again on various forms of social media, especially over the course of the last 3 days or so. So I'm not going to go there necessarily. And again, that's something, maybe we'll save that for this time slot from Monday to Friday, as that's definitely out of my realm here. And that's certainly not a show I'm going to be hosting anytime soon.
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I said it in the show for a while here, playing the Bobby Heenan drop. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion, but
where we express that opinion is crucial.
Yeah, something that a statement that I'm surprised I haven't quoted you on here in the show. That there's a time and a place for everything, and this is neither.
Yes.
And again with the smirk.
Yes. Wow,
Man.
Just dropping all the inside jokes, aren't you?
No, I'm saying that's something that you've said a lot. That's all.
Indeed.
Man, if looks could kill, Lucas would be taking over as host of the show, and I would be on the floor.
And then I would be relieving my post as host of Pro Wrestling Weekly because I suck. And damn it, I did it again. I keep saying I should stop gifting you with drops, but it just happens. It just happened that way. Oh!
Thank you, Andrew Twitch Clay. Was that what that was going on?
I was quoting the Anthony Cumia bit I showed you in the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
yeah,
Jack
okay.
and Jill. It don't rhyme. It just happened that way. Oh!
And that's as far as... That's probably
we can go with that, yeah.
That's even further than we should go with that. Thank you for that. Remember, they have a much further along line than we do.
Which is why I didn't quote the joke.
Yeah, you just did.
Not the entire thing.
All right. Well, there's an internet's out there that you can go ahead and look that up
Yes.
if you really want to know, since we can't exactly explain it without getting...
Can I post it to the Facebook fan page? I won't.
Sure.
Okay, all right.
If that'll get you into a little bit better spirits here, then sure.
I'm in fine spirits. Allegedly.
Well, speaking of spirits...
Man of mystery.
Today is the day to stock up at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. How is that for a segue?
Oh, just beautiful.
Back on tap for the first time in a while, Old Toby, a Belgian pale ale brewed with basil. Perfect for any Italian dish, pizza, stromboli. Man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And for those who like something with a little bit more punch, also back is the Deep Impact Double IPA. And it's supposed to be cold and snowy later today. A great reason to pick up some Yin Yang Oatmeal Stout. Just as a few examples. Plus, it's a frickin' awesome Saturday with a root beer teabag ale on the hand pump.
Oh, is that what they chose for the T-Cision?
No. This is just something as you know, with the frickin' awesome Saturdays, they have something in a hand cask that's not carbonated, so it's meant to crack open and use it until it's gone, which usually is within the day, especially since they cracked it open about 40 minutes ago or so. So it's usually a delicious something different that you don't normally see, and in this case, it is a root beer flavored tea that they made with their ale. Kind of something off the beaten path of the T-Cision, although for regular members, they've been able to sample some of the candidates that didn't quite win out in the T-Cision. So I think as they go through that, then they will eventually release the 2018 version of Bubba's Teabag. But that is a fantastic question. And tonight is one of the best nights for live music. Local favorites Stealing Fame will be on at 9 o'clock, followed by one of the coolest acts ever at B-Gob, Memphis Crawl. According to the Broken Goblet, they're like Clutch meets Alice in Chains meets The Doors.
Damn.
Ponder that for a moment, yeah. Get in today because the Goblet is closed tomorrow for a staff appreciation outing. And don't forget, releasing on March 10th on tap and available in Crowlers is No One Likes Us, We Don't Care. A 6.7% unfiltered IPA, dry hopped with Vic's Secret and Equinox hops to bring out the pineapple, passion fruit, and citrus notes. And since the brew is dedicated to the passionate championship speech of the Eagles' Jason Kelsey, the Goblet is working on tying in a charity for the release event, ideally a local charity Jason likes to work with. Just a few reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Please enjoy responsibly. So coming back, we've got more stuff to get into, as the late, great Chuck Barris so eloquently said on The Gong Show.
Yes.
And before Twitch and I get gonged here, let's go ahead and take care of a break. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Schedule a retirement planning strategy session with TFG Wealth Management. Mark Freed previews his technology others don't have access to and methods other professionals don't consider. Mark's maximum planning process takes you to and through a successful retirement. Call 866-296-8156. Mark Freed at TFG Wealth Management. That's 866-296-8156.
Investment advisory services are offered by TFG Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisory firm in the state of Pennsylvania. Insurance products and services are offered through the Freed Group. TFG Wealth Management, LLC, and the Freed Group are affiliated companies.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support.
Your health is your most precious asset. Tune in to St. Mary Healthline Wednesday at 9 a.m. for advice on how to better manage your health. You will hear about important medical issues from the doctors and professionals across all service lines from St. Mary Medical Center. You will have the opportunity to talk or email your questions to the experts who can help you live a healthier lifestyle. St. Mary Healthline, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. It's your health. Expect more.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, February 17. On this date in 1996, ECW held its CyberSlam Supercard. In the main event, Raven pinned the Sandman to retain the ECW Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1997, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Nashville, Tennessee. In the main event, Psycho Sid pinned Bret Hart to win the WWF Championship. On this date in 2002, WWF held its No Way Out pay-per-view. In the main event, Chris Jericho pinned Steve Austin to retain the Undisputed Championship. On this date in 2008, WWE held its No Way Out pay-per-view. In the main event, Triple H defeated Chris Jericho, Jeff Hardy, JBL, Shawn Michaels, and Umaga in an Elimination Chamber match. On this date in 2013, WWE held its Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. In the main event, The Rock pinned CM Punk to retain the WWE Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, February 17. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Alongside Lucas Twitch DeSangro, I'm Fearon Derry, and we're talking wrestling. That's certainly what we do here. And an interesting note from that Today in Wrestling History, the one from 97, because it all goes back to 97, that title change some 21 years ago was the first time that the WWF title changed hands on a Monday Night Raw.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, prior to that, all the title changes were on various pay-per-views. So there's a little interesting additional did you know that for time constraints. Something like that. So, yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. And speaking of pay-per-views, well, we've got 1 week from tomorrow, Elimination Chamber, and so far, just 3 matchups assigned to said event. 2 of them being Elimination Chamber matches, and we'll have our predictions starting to go wrong next week for those. But first, the non-chambered one, Asuka against Nia Jax, and if Nia wins, she'll be added to the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 34. And then, of course, there's the Raw Women's Championship Elimination Chamber match, the first Women's Elimination Chamber.
Yes, they're doing a lot of firsts early on in 2018. They ain't screwing around.
Yeah, definitely. And that would be Alexa Bliss, as well as Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, and Sasha Banks in that Elimination Chamber match. So we'll see how that goes going forward here. And then, of course, you have speaking of firsts, here's another first, the 7-man Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, how's that going to work? Are they just going to add a different chamber? I sort of want them to be smushed into the same pod. Be pretty entertaining to watch. Just look of disgust at each other on their face.
Yeah, that would certainly be interesting. So we'll see. But yes, it's going to be Braun Strowman, Elias, John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Miz, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins in the 7-man Elimination Chamber #1 contender match to face Universal Champion Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes necessarily. And before I get the factoids in there and the possible Mark K. Fabes out there. Technically, as far as the title change, yes, 4 days earlier, Shawn Michaels vacated the title due to a knee injury on that Raw Thursday. But as far as a title actually changing hands, it was the first one on Monday Night Raw, going from one person to another. As the night before, In Your House Final 4, Bret Hart won that 4-way elimination match, including The Undertaker, Vader, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, to win the title, but only hold it for 1 day as Sid beat Bret Hart. So there we go, a little clarification before the Mark K. Fabes out of the world come at me, for lack of a better term. Oh, goodness. So some other news here. WWE's Tamina Snuka announcing via social media that she underwent surgery to repair a right shoulder supraspinatus tear on January 31st. No timeline for her return was provided, but it's generally a 6-month recovery process.
Wishing her the best of luck.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Yeah, recovering from surgery is never a good thing. I should know. It's been about a year for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, oddly enough, this past Tuesday marked a couple of different anniversaries, including one here for this show. As February 13th, back in 1999, was when this program debuted. So we are now, the show is now 19 years old here on WBCB.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah, how's that for some timing? And also, this past Tuesday marked 1 year to the day since I had the surgery to repair some inner stuffs that has kind of kept me out of things, and that hasn't been fun either. So yeah, there is that.
The good thing is that you have your health.
For the most part. WWE has also signed Amanpreet Singh to a developmental contract. WWE.com noting that Singh, who previously worked as Mahabali Shera in TNA, is reported to the WWE Performance Center. So, who knows, maybe we'll see him down the road somewhere. Singh was, I guess for better or worse, brought up to the, featured in TNA, perhaps a bit prematurely as they were looking to hop on the Indian bandwagon that was going on at the time.
Yeah. Yep, that was a thing.
Yeah, and to a degree, I mean, I guess you could argue that it might still be a thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, maybe with the assistance from the Performance Center, that'll change things up a little bit and kind of get things going from there. Also, WWE announcing Monday that Lisa Moretti, better known in WWE as Ivory, but first finding national exposure as wrestler Tina Ferrari in Glow, is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. She was a 3-time WWE Women's Champion back in the late 90s before infamously becoming part of the faction Right to Censor.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then she also sided with the Alliance during that storyline in 2001, and then eventually became a trainer in the Tough Enough series, and then transitioned to broadcasting before opting not to renew her contract in 2005. Ivory joining the Dudley Boys and Goldberg as the 2018 inductees thus far.
A well-deserved inductee.
Absolutely, and that'll be held Friday, April 6th, 2 days before WrestleMania. I don't know, what do you think of the transition to the Friday Night Hall of Fame induction so that NXT TakeOver can go on, essentially creating a fifth night to the WrestleMania weekend?
I like it, because I think it's a perfect way to start off WrestleMania weekend. I mean, you get great wrestling Saturday and Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, but to start it off is like it's almost like the opening ceremony of WrestleMania weekend. You get the pageantry.
And I'm not sure, because I haven't been to one since it was WrestleMania 29 up here in North Jersey, but I wonder, does the Access Festival still start on Thursdays? Or have they just made that a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing?
In what way?
Well, you have the Access Fan Festival where you can...
Yeah, I know. I just always thought the Access Fan Festival was like pretty much all week. They've made that. I'm pretty sure it's been like an all-week thing, starting that week.
Well, when I went up back in 2013, it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday thing. So I wasn't sure if it was still that way or if because...
Were they doing NXT takeovers?
They were not. So that's why I'm thinking that maybe things have changed since then. But since I haven't made those treks to Florida or California or New Orleans, that it hasn't exactly been right at the frame of mind.
Yes, I believe that it's an all-week thing, but that could just be me thinking wrong.
Possibly, who knows?
Most likely.
We'll leave it at that. And one other tidbit of news here, WWE issuing a press release to tout marketing research group NDP's findings that WWE had the #1 selling action figure in the U.S. in 2017, surpassing all action figure sales of other major entertainment brands and blockbuster films. And I'm sure a huge contributing factor to that was none other than Lucas Twitch DeSangro.
And Chad Kensington.
Yeah, Chad Kensington as well. But you're here, so I had to...
Oh, yeah, obviously. Had to throw me under the bus. I know, it's just Mahoney busting.
Just throwing it out there. That's more so what it is. Casey Collins, WWE Executive Vice President of Consumer Products, added this statement. WWE's year-round content and unprecedented fan engagement play a key role in the success of all lines of business, including our #1 action figure. With family-friendly entertainment, a diverse portfolio of innovative toys, and an extensive roster of our larger-than-life superstars, our passionate fans can engage with WWE in more ways than any other entertainment brand, end quote. As WWE's global master toy licensor since 2009, Mattel's WWE Basic Action Figure series is the longest-running continuous action figure assortment in history.
Yes.
With more than 400 unique WWE superstars in the collection, the series celebrates the history of WWE spanning from the legends of the 1980s to the present superstars of today.
I was actually at another great thing that George's Cards and Collectibles does at all of their stores is they have a wall of WWE action figures, and I noticed that they are really going for collectors as well, because there is now an Isaac Yankem DDS Elite figure.
Interesting.
Yes, quite.
So how much further are they away from, let's say, the TL Hopper action figure?
A Christmas creature.
Well, that wasn't WWE, or WWF.
Fair
So that was more USWA.
Fair enough.
But perhaps they could have the ever short-lived Fantasio. I've told you
Damien
about...
Demento.
Well, that works too. But
The
I've told you about...
The Expendables line of WWE Mattel action figures featuring all your favorites like Mantar, The Goon, Damien Demento.
And Max Moon.
Max Moon, indeed. Fantasio. Yeah. Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
I think that I have seen an Abe Knuckleball Schwartz figure.
Friar Ferguson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're pulling out all the stops with the obscurities here.
The Basham Brothers.
Oh, going 2000 mid 2000 aughts.
Rico Constantino. The Heartthrobs.
Oh wow, we're
also known as Antonio and Romeo in DNA in 2007.
Oh my goodness, we're going all over the place here.
Braden Walker, knock knock, who's there? It's your newest elite figure from WWE Mattel, Braden Walker.
And all the folks who had nothing more than a
cup of coffee in the big time.
That's exactly, the cup of coffee line, yeah.
Thank you, Randy Savage on Helium.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Now you're really working it.
In small bursts, Fearon, in small bursts. I can actually do it.
Is that code?
Damn it.
All right, we've got time here to tell you that the MFPW returns to the world-famous Monster Factory at 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey, this Friday, February 23rd for Factory Fridays. Tickets are on sale online through tomorrow, and then they'll only be available at the door. It's sure to sell out, as you'll see the Factory Fridays debut of Cheap Thrills, Matt Sells and Jimmy Flame, as well as the Abominable CPA.
Yes! Oh my gosh, Fearon, I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for this. And I've been trying to get CPA to come to the Factory Fridays, so this is a big deal. Very excited.
Exactly. And plus, in the main event, LSG defends the MFPW heavyweight title against #1 contender Clutch Adams.
Yes.
All this and more this Friday at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Come see what the hype is about, as the Monster Factory and the MFPW were just featured in a BBC America story on how to become a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
As Teddy Fall looks on wide-eyed.
Yes.
Check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, plus at monsterfactory.org. And check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com. And we are at that time already. Time for...
birthdays!
Exactly. 3 plus 2 Brucey bonuses.
Ooh.
Including one that I actually just added to the mix right about now. So firstly, on this date in 1984, Christopher Scoville was born. The former 5-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion and writer for WWE, better known as Jimmy Jacobs, turns 34 today. And on this date in 1986, Jesus Rodriguez was born. The former wrestler, commentator, and ring announcer, best known as Ricardo Rodriguez, turns 32 today.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
And this one, as I said, just thanks to the marvels of the Book of Face. On this date in 1988, Nick Westgate was born.
Ooh.
That's right, the former Supersonic champion at the MFPW, who wrestles out of the New England area. He turns the big 3-0 today. And then 2 Brucey bonuses, 2 things outside of the world of wrestling. On this date in 1956, Richard Karn Wilson was born. The actor and game show host best known for roles as Al Borland in the sitcom Home Improvement, as well as host of The Family Feud from 2002 to 2006, known professionally as Richard Karn, turned 62 today. And on this date in 1963, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born. The 2-time Basketball Hall of Famer, Olympic gold medalist, and 6-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, turns 55 today. How about that for a little MJ knowledge for you? That's going to just about do it for us here, so we'll be back next week with the predictions starting to go wrong for the Elimination Chamber and who knows what else. But until that time, go ahead and play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock and all's well.
celebrating 60 years of broadcasting excellence. We're 1490 WBCB. Levis.